Good morning, everyone. Welcome to This Day.
Good morning. Today is Tuesday, April 16th, and today is National Orchid Day, and we're going to tell you a little bit about that, plus also how you can create your own National Day.
All right, that sounds good. I'll make one for myself. There we go. All right, on our show today, Supervisor Lisa Bartlett is here, and today we are talking about the wonderful Soka University International Festival that's coming up on May 4th, and she's brought along a guest from Soka University, Wendy Harder. We're going to find out all about that. It is such a wonderful event there. And we got Dr. John Hovannisian here, Harvard Eye Associates, going to be talking about treatments for glaucoma. Brian Rott is here from Cartmart, and he sent along some photos of some pretty cool golf carts that can be customized, and also some historical photos as well. And we're going to bring you a segment with the Laguna Beach Clinic.
Excellent. All right, so we have one meeting today, and it is the third regular board meeting, and that will be in the boardroom at 9:30, and we will air that right after our 9:30 broadcast. Okay, so Orchidaceae is a diverse and widespread family of flowering plants with blooms that are often colorful and often fragrant, commonly known as the orchid family. Along with Asteraceae, they are one of the two largest families of flowering plants, between 21,000 and 26,000 currently accepted species. Orchids are beautiful and extremely special. Now, the creators of National Orchid Day, Mike and Faith Young, volunteered at an orchid reserve in San Cristobal de las Casas in Chiapas, Mexico in 2010, and the experience changed their lives forever. They wanted to name their daughter Orchid, inspired by all the unique expressions and delicate beauty of the flowers. On April 16, 2014, sadly, they lost their precious daughter during labor, and her name was Orchid Faith. Since then, they have been desperately trying to find ways to honor her life. So on the year anniversary of losing their daughter, they created a Kickstarter campaign where they were offering pre-orders of the backyard honey called the Humble Bumbles Honey. And they raised $1,500, which was the money they needed for the campaign, like within the first day. And so then they created the National Orchid Day. And if you want to create a National Orchid Day, or any day, not National Orchid Day, but any day, you can go to the National Dayarchives.com and you can create your own National Day, just like Ken wants to do for himself. It can be National Ken Day.
Yeah, that seems almost too easy to be able to correct.
Well, as long as they don't have one already, you can do it.
Okay, I'll have to think of one. But I think barbecue and bacon and bourbon are probably already taken.
We haven't had Bacon Day yet.
All right, I'm looking forward to that one. Hey, a little drizzle out there this morning, not too much at all. And this was the system that came down from Northern California, actually brought snow to the Sierras. And believe it or not, overnight, a little bit of dusting of snow. That was up in the Big Bear, Wrightwood areas. So that's kind of nice. But for us, it's not going to be much at all. In fact, the way that I measure that is when I put the dog's food out in the morning. If I think there's going to be enough rain or moisture out, I take their food and I put it in their dog houses. If it's not, I just leave it out for them. And I left it out this morning. So that's because there's just not much of this. But it's kind of nice to have it a little bit. It'll clear up later, though. That's why I have the sun out. And I put partly cloudy, so cloudy this morning. Then as we get to the afternoon, things will start to clear up. And then we've got a nice stretch of beautiful weather. The warmest day will probably be on Thursday. It'll probably cool off on the weekend to around 69, 70 degrees and have a little bit more of those morning clouds coming in. But overall, a nice stretch of weather around Southern California today. Everything is in the 60s. Beaches will get up to about 62. Everything else is going to be pretty much in the 60s. Palm Springs, though, up there at 77. But look at Big Bear. Look at the drop in just 1 or 2 days. You're looking at probably I think a 10-degree drop or more since yesterday, both in the high and low. So that's why this little bit of moisture in the air is giving them a tiny bit of snow flurries. Of course, they have such a base up there that they're still doing fantastic at the ski resorts. All right, we'll be back in just a moment.
The undisputed champs, Tundra and Tacoma. And in this corner, the reigning rulers of the road. Let's get ready for spring.
Not bad.
Ready for a great deal?
Let's do it!
So good.
What makes an amazing deal even better? How about that every new Toyota comes with Toyota Care, a 2-year or 25,000-mile no-cost maintenance plan and roadside assistance.
Ready, set, go get your Toyota today.
Toyota, let's go places.
What lies inside all of us is more than data. It's life. What's flowing through America's veins is its diversity. We ask for 1 million individuals to come forward and stand on this landmark in history. All of us are different, and it's those very differences that will lead to answers for generations to come.
Imagine a life. Now imagine this life belongs to someone you care about. Someone you love. Your spouse, your parent, your child, best friend, sister, coworker, or neighbor. Of course, you'd want the best life imaginable for them. A life with caring, meaningful relationships. The chance to succeed in school, fulfilling, challenging work, and a rewarding career. In short, you'd want them to have a long and happy life. Now imagine there was something keeping them from these things. Something that prevented it from happening. Something invisible, powerful, and often overwhelming. The good news is people can and do get better. With treatment and support, up to 90% of people with mental health challenges report a better quality of life. The bad news is most people who need help don't seek help. Why? Stigma. Stigma is the brick wall. Stigma is the fear of being quickly labeled and having people judge and form opinions about you before they actually know you. Stigma can keep a person from seeking help and living the life they deserve. So what's the solution? Honesty. Because honesty is stigma's weak spot. When we speak honestly and openly about mental health, stigma loses its power. Honesty breaks down barriers and removes obstacles, so people may seek help sooner. Families and friends will understand how to help and support. Schools become more accepting and understanding. Businesses place a person's value where value should be placed. And people understand and reach out to others. Because a simple thing like honesty creates a culture where one thing doesn't define someone. It's just one small part of what makes a person, well, a person. Each Mind Matters is California's mental health movement dedicated to creating and fostering open and honest conversations about mental health that break down the barriers of stigma. By increasing awareness of mental health, change happens all around us. Families and friends learn how to help the ones they love. Systems and services adapt so assistance is readily available if needed. Communities recognize the importance of mental health. In fact, 80% of people believe that recovery from mental illness is possible, and more people are willing to socialize, work with, and live in neighborhoods with people with mental health issues than just a year ago. But your support and investment is vital to keep the movement moving, to reduce mental health stigma and enable people we love to live the lives they deserve.
And I'd like to welcome with us today, you all know Supervisor Lisa Bartlett, and it's great to have Lisa back. And today, she's brought along a guest from Soka University, Wendy Harder, and we are going to be talking about a wonderful event that has happened at Soka for many years now. This is the International Festival, and that is coming up on May 4th. So welcome to the both of you. It is it's such a neat event, and you've been part of this for several years now, right?
Yes, this is one of my favorite events every year. So this year it's May 4th at Soka University, and I've sponsored this event for the last 3 years. There is a guest of President Daniel Habuki, and it's a phenomenal event celebrating the cultural diversity of Orange County. We have food and entertainment and performers. We celebrate Soka's University's birthday, and it's just an amazing event with thousands of people participating.
Yeah, and Wendy, we were talking right beforehand that I didn't realize Soka University has been in this area now for 18 years, and to be honest, I've heard about it many times, but I know so little about it. So this is an opportunity for me and people here in the community to not only have a wonderful event about the festival, but learn about Soka University. If you can give me a little bit of a background on both the university and the festival, because they go hand in hand, don't they?
They do. Well, Soka University is a 4-year liberal arts college, and we have an 8-to-1 student-teacher ratio, which means the average class size is 12.
Wow.
And we're small. We have about 450 students on 300 acres, and we're in South Aliso Viejo. And the International Festival is our birthday party. We opened in May 3rd, 2001, so always the first Saturday, right? First Saturday of May, that's the birthday party, that's the International Festival. And we started the International Festival because we wanted to invite the community onto campus and also to showcase our students, because 40% of our students are international, and they want to share their culture, and in this opportunity for nonprofit organizations to come in and fundraise and share their cultures. We have 500 performers on 4 stages going all day, and wonderful international food. So it's really a chance to share culture.
Yeah, we're looking at some great photos here, and I've always heard great things about this, because not only do you get to know about the different cultures, but all their foods, and you can see how they're dressed, and they have all kinds of different booths out and vendors, and it's a wonderful opportunity for people to really kind of travel around the world in just a very small area.
And admission is free.
Yeah.
That's great, but I do want to remind everyone that parking is $10, and we ask people to carpool and have cash to pay, because we can't take credit cards in the parking lot.
Okay, that's a good point, yeah. But for $10, I mean, really, you go in there with several people. What a great event. Now, you've been involved with this for about 3 years.
Yes.
And what's your favorite part of it?
I love the fact that instead of traveling around the world is coming to you in one place.
Yeah.
You get to sample different cuisine from different parts of the world. The entertainment, the performers are fantastic. It's just a great way to spend the day. They have a lot of booths with some where you can shop. So I always pick up a lot of knickknacks while I'm there.
Yeah, that part, both the shopping and the food part sounds like a lot of fun, especially for me, the food. And to be able to go around to these different booths and sample. Is that where they have like basic little samples that you can buy and try their different...
It depends on the exhibitor. For instance, maybe our student Hawaii club made Spam musubi.
Yes, which is good. I've had
So
that
you
before.
need to have your cash there, because they're not doing credit cards, right? They're little guys. Indonesian satay is doing full plates with the barbecue beef or chicken, the rice. The Vietnamese ladies from the Viet Aid Fund have a full plate that you can choose your fried rice or your chicken or your pork. So there's wonderful opportunities.
Yeah, and you know what I wanted to ask you is it student groups and local community groups throughout Orange County that come in, or it's a mix?
The food is only served by nonprofits.
Okay.
All the profits go to the nonprofit. So if you're buying a $7 kebab, know that you're supporting a local nonprofit organization. So our student groups are nonprofits as part of the university, and that's how they fundraise also.
Yeah. And of course, celebrating just all the different cultures and heritages here in Orange County is wonderful.
Yes, and everything is very reasonably priced.
Yeah, I mean, well, free to get in, and I'm sure the food doesn't cost too much, and you can sample all the different things.
You'd be surprised how many people run out of money. It's the jewelry and the ethnic clothing.
Yeah, I'm sure they do. Yeah.
And the Turkish ice cream. I mean, there's some things that are just really hard.
Turkish ice cream. I
Really
don't think I've
hard
ever had that.
And the man has a special tool and he whirls it around for you. It's a show as well as,
Wow.
as something to eat.
Yeah, okay, I'm there. I have to go this year because it's been, like I said, I've never been there, and I didn't realize it's been going all these years, so I have to make a point to get there.
You've got to stop by. And then at 2 o'clock, we also have a cake cutting ceremony
Oh, nice.
to celebrate Soka University's birthday. So that's always special, and we give everyone a piece of cake.
Very nice, and it is really a treasure to have this here in Orange County because it's a very unique university, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
Yeah, and the fact that it's so, you only have 450 students is just surprising to me. I don't think there's an elementary school that has 450 students in South Orange County. They all have probably more than that. But to have that, what an opportunity. You said a lot of the students are from international. How do they find out about it? Is it, I know this started internationally, am I right? Somewhere else first, or at least basically the culture of the university started somewhere else, right?
We are founded by a lay Buddhist organization
Yeah.
that is headquartered in Japan. We don't teach Buddhism. Our
Right.
whole curriculum is non-sectarian. But we're founded on peace, human rights, and the sanctity of life. Those are our core values. I happen to be Lutheran. Those are my core values, too.
Right.
But it really permeates the university and attracts students who are interested in the mission, which is to foster leaders for peace internationally. So really an incredible group of students, about a 3.9 average coming in.
Wow.
And this year we were ranked in the top 25 national liberal arts colleges by U.S. News at only 18.
Yeah.
So this is a
That's
young
incredible.
university, but we're moving up.
And what a great opportunity for people not to just enjoy this festival, but to find out more about Soka University in general. And for the folks here, I know how much they're going to enjoy it, but maybe you find out something you can pass on to your grandkids, telling them that maybe they haven't heard about this university, they don't live in the area, and let them know about it as maybe an option for them one day. So.
With wonderful scholarship
Yeah.
opportunities. We'll
Yeah,
get you there if you can get admitted.
What a treasure, it really is. So you're going to have a booth there?
Yes, we will have our 5th District County booth there. And Soka University is really a little hidden gem. It's in
really
Aliso
is.
Viejo.
Yeah, and again, let's remind people, bring cash. So you have to remember that. And then if you have a way to carpool there, please do that as well, because I'm sure parking is limited. But what a great time. It's Saturday, May 4th, so it's a couple weeks from now, from 10:30, it's already May almost, gee, from 10:30 to 5. And it's going to be a great time. I'm sure it's going to have a great weather that day. I'll do my best to give a good weather forecast for that. But I really want to go to this because it's something that I've never experienced, and it just seems like a very pleasant place and a lot of fun.
And I think our seniors here in Laguna Woods would really love this event.
Oh, I know they would. Yeah, we have, obviously here we have cultures from all over the world that live here. So what a perfect opportunity. Really great. Good to see you, Lisa, as always.
Good. And I have a few more dates of events coming up.
Oh, yes, please.
Okay, so in addition to the Soka University International Festival on May 4th, May 17th at the same venue at Soka University is our annual Senior Summit.
Ah, that's right. It's going to be over there this year. You're right.
At
Yeah.
Soka University, May 17th from 8 a.m. to 2 p.m. So new location this year. And of course, as always, we provide breakfast and lunch, and we'll have some fantastic speakers that day geared just towards our seniors.
Yeah, it's a wonderful venue. I haven't been there, but I've seen photos of your Performing Arts Center there, and it's beautiful.
And then on June 5th from 9 to 3 p.m., we're going to have a Laguna Woods County Benefits Enrollment Day. You know, there are a lot of seniors in our community, not just in Laguna Woods, but everywhere, and they don't always understand or realize some of the benefits that they are eligible for.
Right,
Through
yeah.
the County of Orange.
Yeah, and a lot through the Council on Aging and all, but there's a lot that is available. It's just knowing about them.
Yes,
Yeah.
and so this is a fantastic opportunity where instead of the seniors coming to the county is coming to them.
Yeah.
Right here in Laguna Woods. And we'll have all the information that they need to sign up for various benefits, get enrolled in different programs that we have, whether it's healthcare and we're also going to have an on-site complimentary food pantry that day.
Oh, very good.
So we're going to have some new things that they probably haven't seen before, and this is just a great opportunity for our seniors to figure out if they're eligible for certain county programs. This is a great way to match everyone up together.
All right, and that's June 5th?
June 5th.
All right, and I
here
know
in
we'll
Laguna
probably
Woods.
have you on before then
Yes.
to remind folks about that, but what a great event. And again, May 4th, Soka University, the International Festival. You can find out more information if you just go online and search Soka University. Click there, and there's information on it. We'll be right back. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Did you know that we are living longer, healthier lives than ever before? And did you know that social interaction, brain stimulation, and exercise improve your quality of life? Did you know the Saddleback College Emeritus Institute offers 200 tuition-free classes to older adults in South Orange County? With over 30-plus locations between Lake Forest and San Clemente, it has never been easier to take advantage of your third act of life. Sign up today.
As a professional licensed realtor, you have worked countless hours to ensure your reputation is the best. Your clients know they can trust your judgment, that you'll be around when they need you, and that you will deliver what you promise. In escrow, one company has set that same standard for excellence. Escrow Options Group offers more than just outstanding escrow services. White glove concierge services, wire and fraud protection, custom estimates, and more at no extra charge. Choose the company that mirrors your professionalism. Escrow Options Group. Experience a better option of escrow services.
Christine and Jack for the Jewelry Box.
Hey Christine, after being voted best jewelry store in Orange County every year since 2011, don't you find it kind of odd that there are still folks that don't know about the previously enjoyed jewelry we sell?
Yep, it's a shame, Jack. You know, we buy from our customers at great prices. Our master jewelers refurbish the best of the best, and we sell at prices way below other jewelers.
So that's the reason we're still number one.
It's one of many Einstein.
The Jewelry Box. It's about trust.
Through my window, I see the first sunlight, and I feel the warm ocean breeze. I see the waves that lulled me all night. That's what my window brings me.
Look at this.
That view is $1 million.
It's amazing we can look at these kinds of places within our budget.
You don't have a bad view from here anywhere you look.
It's all about the view. Sunday night is beach night. Sunday night at 8, only on HGTV.
When other dealers say no, Capistrano Toyota says, yes, we can. Low payments? Yes, we can. Low financing for all types of credit? Yes, we can. Capistrano Toyota features 10 acres of new and certified pre-owned Toyotas, plus many used cars priced below $10,000. When other dealers say no, Capistrano Toyota says, yes, we can. Exit the 5 freeway at Camino Capistrano.
The eye care experts at Harvard Eye Associates have been treating the vision of patients in Southern California for over 30 years. As a leader in multi-specialty eye care, our doctors specialize in cataracts, glaucoma, retina, cornea, LASIK vision correction, oculoplastics, and diabetic eye care. As an approved FDA research center, our doctors offer surgical techniques and technology not available to the general public. Harvard Eye Associates, the future of vision today. Laguna Hills, San Clemente. Call 800-974-EYES.
And I'd like to welcome Dr. John Hovannisian from Harvard Eye Associates. Always a pleasure to see you, sir.
It is such a pleasure to be here. Thank you very much.
Yeah, and the subject that we're going to be talking about today, I think when people hear of it or maybe diagnosed with it, rightly so, they're scared. And this is, of course, we're talking about glaucoma.
That's right. Yeah, glaucoma is one of those bad words.
Yeah.
When we hear we have it, macular degeneration is another one.
Right.
And we're not going to talk about that today, but usually it's not as bad as it sounds when someone is diagnosed with macular degeneration. And usually that's the case with glaucoma as well. Glaucoma is a disease where high pressure inside the eye causes slow, painless, but irreversible damage to the optic nerve, which is the cable that carries the signal of vision from the eye to the brain. And there's a picture here of an optic nerve in the same patient before and after glaucoma damage has occurred. And what you see in the picture is that the center of that nerve is more pale in the right side after glaucoma has ravaged some of the fibers. And that can become much more progressive, and eventually, if it goes far enough, it destroys the vision irreversibly in the eye.
What causes it? Is it somebody who has a propensity for high blood pressure in general? Would that be a cause, or a red flag, or are they unrelated?
It's a great and common question, and although people with blood pressure are more prone to have glaucoma than people without high blood pressure, they're not related. They're not the same disease. The pressure in the eye seems to be independent. We have a picture that shows how fluid flows through the eye. The fluid is produced inside the eye and then drains from the eye. And the balance.
All right, we'll look at the next photo and see that. And
that's right. And the the balance between production and drainage is is what we see. So here you see a picture of the blue dotted line where fluid is produced in the ciliary body. And just to give you an orientation, this is an eyeball looking up toward the sky with and it's sort of cut away so that we can see the iris. That's the colored circular part in the middle, and the lens behind it. And then the fluid that goes from the ciliary body behind the iris percolates through the pupil, that's the dark circle we see in the middle of our eye, and then drains through the drainage angle, the iridocorneal angle, at the edge of the iris. And so when there's too much fluid produced or not enough being drained, pressure goes up. It's like any other system of fluid. And there's a less common form of glaucoma in this next picture where the angle is blocked, where the exit is blocked. This occurs in some people. In fact, among Asians, the most common form of glaucoma is narrow angle glaucoma, where fluid can't get out of the eye. But the most typical case, what we see in most of our patients, we have a normal anatomy, it's just an imbalance of fluid. So there's no blockage, it's just too much fluid in the eye.
So, as you said, you don't feel anything. You don't get like headaches or pressure you feel behind your eyes, like if you have a sinus headache or something. How does one know? Obviously, you need to get your eyes checked, but are there any other signs early on that somebody might notice?
There are no early signs of glaucoma that you will detect. Unfortunately, if your vision is going and it's glaucoma, it's pretty late in the disease, and that's what we hope to always avoid, because we can't bring back vision that's lost from glaucoma. Usually, if an older person has a progressive loss of vision, it's cataract, which is much more common and perfectly reversible. But glaucoma is not reversible. So you have to have an exam. You have to have your eye pressure checked. You have to have a look at your optic nerve. And if there are signs of suspicion for glaucoma or a family history, which is another risk factor, we do further testing to establish. So certainly if you have anybody in the family who's ever had glaucoma and you haven't had a recent eye exam, it's important to do that with your doctor.
Okay, let's look at the next slide here. And I do have one question. We're going to look at this stent here. Would it be bilateral all the time?
Not always, but typically glaucoma happens in both eyes. Because it's just an effect the way the body is built. And so the first line of treatment for glaucoma has always been eye drops, and that will probably continue for some time to come. But it used to be that going from eye drops to surgery was a huge deal, because surgery was unpleasant, a terrible recovery, it was often not successful. Now that's all changed, because in the past several years we've had what we call minimally invasive glaucoma surgery, where we use devices that we put in the eye. Often this is performed at the same time as cataract surgery. And it adds just a couple of minutes to the procedure, is painless, has very few risks, and generally is quite successful in reducing the need for eye drops and in permanently reducing the pressure in the eye.
Okay, you just mentioned sometimes it's done during cataract. Does that mean that somebody who has cataracts has a propensity to this? Do you do it as just a safety measure, or it's by patient?
It's by patient. Glaucoma gets worse as we get older, and cataracts develop as we get older, and so it makes sense to treat them both at the same time. And so
but you wouldn't do it just to do it, like, well, you might get this one day, let's put this in here?
Typically not. Although we tend, among people who have glaucoma, we tend to do cataract surgery earlier, because cataract surgery alone also helps lower pressure in the eye. And so when combined with the device, and we're showing pictures here of a tiny titanium implant, it's the smallest implant placed in the human body, goes inside the eye, and what it is, and you can see these tiny openings, they look like little rings here. It actually is shaped almost like a soda straw that goes into it bypasses the fluid exit, basically. So it allows fluid to leave the eye more easily, lowering the pressure. And in most cases, we put in 2 of these devices now in the same eye. You don't see it. This picture is taken using a specialized lens that gives us a view that you can't normally see.
So it's really tiny.
This is less than a millimeter in size, considerably less than a millimeter, about a half a millimeter.
And do you,
across.
as performing this surgery here, do you put it in by hand, or is it a machine that does it to get it right? Or?
It's by hand with the assistance of an implantation device under a microscope. You know, so we do most of our work in the eye under a microscope, and so it's microsurgery.
Just amazing.
And it helps. And interestingly, this technology was developed in Orange County. This is Glaukos, which is now a publicly traded company that's local, and they've got a whole line of new technology coming. The next picture shows other devices. This is another Orange County company based in Lake Forest. Ivantis has a stent. Looks bigger, and it is inside the eye. It's actually a piece of nitinol metal that's used.
I've never heard of that kind of metal.
Cardiac. Yeah, nitinol is used in cardiac stents. So if you know anybody who's had a stent in their heart, almost all of them are made of nitinol. It's a very springy metal that is very flexible, but very strong. And very lightweight. It doesn't cause problems with MRI. None of these cause problems with MRI scans. If you ever have future MRI scans, you can do that. This is placed in the eye similarly. And then we have other techniques for minimally invasive surgery on the next couple pictures here that also work. In this procedure called the Omni procedure, we inject fluid inside the eye, a viscous fluid into the drainage structure, but we lower pressure without leaving any implant behind. And so this is effective as well.
So each one of these different procedures here, it depends on the patient what's going to work best for them.
Yep, and the last 2, this is the last one called the trabectome, is a procedure where we remove some of the obstruction that prohibits outflow of fluid. That's another approach, and it depends on the patient. The last 2 can be done without cataract surgery. So we do the first 2 in conjunction with cataract surgery simply because Medicare says that's when they'll pay for it. And so that dictates the rules. These others can be performed outside of that setting. So.
Okay, let's ask the main question here. How often should somebody go in for an eye exam? And let's just assume they've never had problems with their eyes. Maybe they have reading glasses or something, or whatever it might be. But in general, they're kind of healthy. They don't have a lot of history. How often?
If you're over 55, you should have an eye exam every year by a qualified professional, and that can be an optometrist who's capable. At least every couple of years, the eyes probably should be dilated to take a look in the back for certain retinal diseases that are hard to find elsewhere. It doesn't have to be an ophthalmologist, an MD who does the exam. It can be a qualified doctor who knows how to do a thorough exam.
Is that dilation, I think what I had when I came over there, it shows up green or something?
Well,
is that what I'm thinking of?
Oh, well, the green dye is for checking the pressure in the eye. And the separate set of drops to dilate the pupil is not colored at all. But you'll know because for a few hours afterwards, you're very light sensitive. You go outside, you're going to need sunglasses because it's very bright out there. After dilation. And the dilation lasts a few hours, so you want to do it on a day when you don't have a lot of outdoor activity planned. Or a lot of fine print reading planned because it's hard to see well.
To set that up.
But it's important to do because these diseases that can blind you have very few symptoms, and the only way we detect them is by looking inside the eye.
And caught in time, there's a lot of hope and a lot of procedures that can be done.
It's extremely rare for somebody to lose vision from glaucoma if it's detected at an early enough stage. That's
all right. Very good. Thank you very much, Doctor.
Always a pleasure.
Always a pleasure. And I think it's just wonderful that so many of these procedures and all being developed right here in Orange County.
We're very lucky. This is the Silicon Valley of eye care, we always say.
Yeah, fantastic. Good to see you. We'll see you again soon.
Pleasure seeing you as well.
And we'll be right back.
This isn't just a pastime. It's a passion. The thrill and camaraderie brought him joy. When his family wanted a special way to honor his memory, we knew the perfect way to say goodbye. Only a Dignity Memorial professional can celebrate a life like no other. Find out how at dignityorangecounty.com.
Save now at LA Carpet & More's 50% off sale.
Buy direct and save 50% on countertops and 50% off kitchen cabinets.
Plus, get 5 years 0% financing.
LA Carpet, #1 for you.
Save now at LA Carpet & More's 50% off sale.
Buy direct and save 50% on countertops and 50% off kitchen cabinets.
Plus, get 5 years 0% financing.
LA Carpet, #1 for you.
Welcome to South County Adult Day Services. Conveniently located right here in Laguna Woods, we provide a safe, secure environment where you or your loved one can spend the day. Come socialize with friends, engage in enriching activities, receive the expert care you need, and participate in fun hobbies. Improve your mental and physical health and maintain your independence. We even take care of transportation. For a free tour, call us at 949-855-9444 or visit us at our center between El Toro and Moulton Parkway right next to the Olive Garden.
Today, patients have many options for their care, whether it's their private doctor, in urgent care, retail clinics, nursing advice lines, and even telemedicine. So while patients do have many options for their medical problems today, some conditions, such as heart attack, stroke, and sepsis, truly need immediate care in the emergency department. Every minute does count. We're here ready to help 24/7, 365 days a year at Memorial Care Saddleback Medical Center Emergency Department.
Hi, I'm Brian Rott, President and CEO of Cartmart here in Laguna Woods. My family's been in the golf cart business since 1959, and we win our customers over with the simple belief of we treat you right. We are proud to be the authorized dealer for Club Cart here in Orange County and your go-to source for the sales and service to other major brands. We're conveniently located on El Toro Road, just minutes from Laguna Woods. So come by and see for yourself, while when doing business with Cartmart, there's no reason to go anywhere else.
Welcome back. 60th anniversary of Cartmart is this year, and I have Brian Rott here. Welcome and congratulations, 60 years.
Yeah, thank you. Well, I'm not 60.
Well, we know.
The business is 60 years old this year.
Right. Excellent. So 60 years, and you guys have some great stuff going on, but let's talk a little bit about the history.
Yeah. Well, 1959, my grandfather got involved in the manufacturing of what we once called electric caddy cars, before they were called golf cars.
Right.
And these vehicles were used obviously for the golf, but we try to implement them in different applications, like for commercial use. So many years later, we've evolved into having these vehicles not just on the golf course as golf cars, but now we have full-on legalized small electric vehicles that can be driven on the road and in urban environments, and obviously around the community here in Laguna Woods, it's very big. So they've really evolved and come a long way over the 60 years that we've been in business as the oldest company in the game.
Tell me about the electric cars. So are they safe? I mean, you're amongst cars that weigh so much more. Are people a little worried about that?
Yeah, well, the Department of Transportation, the federal DOT set strict requirements for vehicles in about the year 2000, and over the last several years they've refined those rules and they've made them very much like an automobile. I mean, crash testing and a lot of testing and a lot of technology and ingenuity goes into the low-speed electric vehicles that we know of today as LSVs. Golf cars, unfortunately, are not street worthy, and although people say street legal golf cars, they just have that terminology. It's actually quite wrong. There's no such thing as a street legal golf car, and because they don't have the safety requirements that a certified DOT vehicle would have.
Right. So when you're in the community of Laguna Woods, I mean, obviously it's a little less busy, I would imagine, than being on the regular road. However, you see people driving outside of the community, and they're driving on El Toro Road and some of these others. What are some things they should really take into consideration?
So this isn't, for the most part, an enclosed community, and so the community is built around the golf cart trails that we all know about here, and people are using those safely. When you're abiding by the trail system here at Laguna Woods, you're safe. When you start to migrate into traffic, there's being able to be seen is really important. And obviously having the proper stopping capacity of the vehicle, which means 4-wheel brakes, 3-point seatbelts, tempered glass windshield, the ability to get out of the way through acceleration and deceleration. Those are the things that you should be worried about if you don't have. I wouldn't recommend an older golf car that hasn't been serviced to migrate with traffic across El Toro, because you don't want any failures in that regard. So
exactly.
But if you stay on this trail system, you're going to be safe.
Okay. Now, what if somebody has an older golf cart and they want some advice from you? What should they do?
Well, we love to talk, and we love to help people understand what they have with their current vehicle and what some of the services and things that we offer, of course. So when they contact us through our website or through the 800 number, or whether they stop into one of our 4 locations here in Southern California, we start from a place of how can we help? So if you want to understand what you have and how we can make it safer or faster or slower or better or service it, or maybe you want to replace one, it's time. That's where our great team of really nice educated sales and service advisors will help set you up in the right way.
All right, perfect. What if I have an old cart and I'd like to get a new one? Is there a trade-in thing?
Yeah, we love trade-ins, and that's certainly something that we're very excited about when we can earn your business. We love to trade in vehicles that we had sold to you before, because we know that we've earned your business a second time. It's it's pretty easy to get somebody's business the first time, but it's hard to get it two times. So when we take a trade-in on something that we've sold you in the past, obviously there's a higher value to it, of course, because we know the car. Hopefully we've serviced it. Right. But it feels better because we know that we've done you right over the 5 or 6 or 10 years that you've owned it. But we certainly love trade-ins, and that's how we help upgrade a lot of people here in the woods.
Okay, excellent. And you mentioned 4 locations. Tell me about that.
We started in California. Our first location was in San Diego. We moved up here to Laguna Woods as our first expansion, and that was in about 2011, 2012. And we've subsequently opened up a major super center for golf cars in Rancho Mirage.
Okay.
And last year in 2018, we opened our 4th location in Los Angeles. So we blanket Southern California. People who have homes in, let's say, Laguna Woods and in Palm Springs area or the desert, we service lots of them. And then certainly those people who live on or around the beach communities and have homes in the desert, we handle those as well. So with the 4 stores and over 100 really nice, smart, trained people, we got you covered.
That's excellent. All right, good. So let's talk about customizing a golf cart. How do you guys go about assessing what someone needs?
Well, we start with what people want, and then we help find, because what people's needs are. It's such a custom experience. Some people want matching paint to match their college or maybe their company logos on there, or we've recently done a beautiful vehicle for an ex-Marine, and he wanted his troop and his company on the vehicle. We've done some really nice custom work, but it's personable. So people like we're talking about this seats and paint and high-speed options and low-speed options.
Right.
Really, there's a lot to do. It's a matter of what you can be from a creative perspective.
What was the most expensive golf cart that you ever did?
Well, we sold to a customer in Laguna Beach. We sold a beautiful Gorilla, which is a European luxury car. It was $69,000 before sales tax.
Oh my gosh!
So it went over $70,000, and it was a very unique piece of equipment. We have in our museum, en route is the Mercedes-Benz golf car. It's valued at $2 million, and it's in our showroom at the National Museum of Golf Cars in Rancho Mirage. So,
is it really? That will be fun to see that. What is it, laced in gold?
It's a partnership between Mercedes-Benz. It's a Mercedes-Benz built golf car with Gorilla, and it's truly a concept car that's out of this world, and so that'll be landing in our store in the next week. So
okay, and that's the one in Rancho Mirage.
Yeah,
something fun to check out. All right, and then something else very interesting: air conditioner golf cart top.
Yeah.
What does that mean?
Yeah, so obviously the needs are changing. People are requiring more of an automotive experience. So we partnered with Fresh Air which happened. They started here in Orange County, and they've moved their whole facility out to the desert. This is an evaporative cooling system that brings the temperature down about 40 degrees from the exterior. It's a dry air, not a moist air. So unlike a swamp cooler, which throws sort of moist, wet air at you, this is a very dry system that's filtered through pine filters, and it's very nice patented technology that really makes a difference when we're talking about the heat coming in the summer, and then sometimes it's unbearable to be out on the golf course or even just drive around the community. With one of these Fresh Air tops, we're able to drop the temperature about 40 degrees in the immediate cart cabin and stylize your car as well.
That's pretty cool. What is that like an upgrade, I would assume?
Oh, yeah, it certainly is an upgrade.
Yeah, it doesn't come standard.
It's not standard unless you buy one of these $60,000 cars,
really,
and you know, they're certainly on there. But this is an upgrade that we can perform at our facility. That is, it's not easy to do, but it's certainly something that we do a lot of for people, and it works. They love it.
Can they put it on their old carts?
Yeah, retrofit any other golf car on the market. So E-Z-Go, Yamaha, Club Car, Gorilla, Polaris, we can put them on any vehicle, and that's exclusive here at Cartmart, at not just in Laguna Woods, but they can contact us at the 800 number or at cartmart.com.
Perfect, cartmart.com, that's super easy. Tell me, anything else going on for the 60th anniversary?
Well, we're just trying to figure out how we're going to do this for another 60 years. So we've got a lot of plans, a lot of growth plans for the company. We've been growing significantly over the last several years. I mean, we're going to eventually throw a party if we can get out of our own way, but we've been busy, and we've been trying to service the clients, and I think when the dust settles, we'll probably celebrate. But as far as I'm concerned, 60 years is a fantastic milestone, but we're looking for how we're going to build a business that can go another 60 years. So that's where my head is.
Very good. Well, congratulations.
Thank you.
And it was nice to see you.
Nice to see you as well. Thanks.
And remember, if you want any more information about what we discussed, especially that air-conditioned top, which I think is very cool, you can go to cartmart.com.
Thanks.
Hi, I'm Brian Rott, President and CEO of Cartmart here in Laguna Woods. My family's been in the golf cart business since 1959, and we win our customers over with the simple belief of we treat you right. We are proud to be the authorized dealer for Club Car here in Orange County and your go-to source for the sales and service to other major brands. We're conveniently located on El Toro Road, just minutes from Laguna Woods. So come by and see for yourself, while when doing business with Cartmart, there's no reason to go anywhere else.
Save now at LA Carpet & More's 50% off sale.
Buy direct and save 50% on countertops and 50% off kitchen cabinets.
Plus, get 5 years 0% financing.
LA Carpet, #1 for you.
Save now at LA Carpet & More's 50% off sale.
Buy direct and save 50% on countertops and 50% off kitchen cabinets.
Plus, get 5 years 0% financing.
LA Carpet, #1 for you.
You may know AgeWell for delivering life-saving Meals on Wheels to homebound seniors, but did you know they keep seniors active and engaged at 10 modern centers? Serve nutritious congregate meals amid friendly surroundings, transport seniors safely to and from appointments, and provide much-needed equipment and other essential services. Now, this vital nonprofit organization needs your support to sustain its mission. This is AgeWell Senior Services. Won't you make it yours?
Welcome back. Jorge Rubel is here from the Laguna Beach Community Clinic, and he has some great information to tell us about the clinic and all of the services that they offer. Welcome.
Thank you for having us today.
You're welcome. So, very interesting. You know, I think people may or may not think about Laguna Beach as serving this community, but tell me how that works.
Yeah, so the clinic actually has been around for, believe it or not, 49 years, and it initially started off as a free clinic, and then throughout time it became a nonprofit, and you know, began to see patients on a sliding scale basis, and didn't really take insurance other than the county insurance. But again, with the Affordable Care Act, things have changed, and the clinic has kind of undergone a metamorphosis again, and now the clinic continues to serve who we serve and still have a sliding scale, but take different insurances, whether it be Medicare, Medi-Cal, PPO. So we're there to serve anybody who needs a medical home.
So what would be the difference if someone was to go to a community clinic versus a hospital or maybe a doctor's office here in the area?
I think what separates us and makes us a little bit unique is I think we truly are a medical home in the sense of we really try to coordinate the care from multiple aspects, especially as we tend to get older. The chronic medical issues tend to be more complicated. You need to see different subspecialists. Things become a little bit more complicated, and everybody needs to be on the same page, on the same team, communicating and making sure things are being followed up on. Even though you know, you have to see a large number of patients, I think, you know, I'm still able to sit down and get to know my patients really well, get to know them, their families, in a very personalized way, but still providing that quality of care. I think when you look at the clinic as a whole, and you know, everybody has medical metrics that they've got to potentially meet and stuff. The clinic does really well and outperforms not only our colleagues in private practice, but our colleagues in community clinics, not just in California, but throughout the country, actually.
Okay, and what kind of services does the clinic offer?
So the clinic provides services from prenatal care, pediatrics, you know, family medicine. We do have an internist on staff as well, but we're very fortunate also to have some specialty care on site as well, whether it's a neurologist, an endocrinologist, a nephrologist, urologist, and a neurologist all on site. Yeah,
you have all of that.
Yeah, we do.
That's great.
So we're very fortunate to have them there, giving their time for our patients.
Okay, now let's say that somebody was going to someone here locally, either a doctor's office or the hospital. When they come to visit you, should they transfer those records, or how does that work?
Well, it depends. If they come and see us, you know, first, obviously, we don't want people to incur any costs that they don't need, so making sure that we're in their network so that we're all set up to make sure things are smooth for them. In terms of the medical records, if we're lucky enough where they've been seen somewhere where they have the same electronic medical record system that we do, then it's all there for us to retrieve very easily and review. But if not, it's as simple as us following up with either the hospitals that they've been seen with or their previous primary care physician and requesting those records. And sometimes it may happen quickly, sometimes it may take a little bit more time, but we'll get it and then make sure we get the whole story.
Okay, now you did mention that you are already seeing people that are from Laguna Woods.
Yeah.
And then we have had our senior center refer down to you guys as well. So what are some of the things that our residents can look forward to when they go down there? Also, where is it located? It's right on which? It's on 130 off of 133. Or?
It's if you take down the canyon.
Okay.
And are in downtown, we're right off of 3rd Street, right next to the CZQ, which is a senior center who we partner with regularly to provide services for seniors as well.
Okay, all right, good. And then what are some of the things that they could look forward to? I know you mentioned that you all have the same doctors and things like that, but what are our residents saying about you now?
I think it's really the personalized care where they're not feeling rushed. They're able to sit down and share their story, share their health to make sure that they're being heard so that we can meet their needs. I think that's a big thing. I mean, the quality of care is going to be there, but I think it's also having that time to provide that personalized care that they might not necessarily get somewhere else.
Right, right. Well, sounds great. And I like the fact that you're not very far away. What does it take about 15 minutes to get there from here?
15 minutes.
Right.
As long as it's not the summer, right?
Yeah, no kidding. I mean, that road can get pretty backed up, so they better be careful. That's true. You might have to leave a little earlier.
Yeah.
Transportation-wise, I know that we have buses here, so I don't know if they actually take you there. They probably would if there was an appointment.
Yeah, no, regularly some of the patients have their insurances, or depending on where they live, also set up ride shares where they get dropped off and then picked up after their appointments, so which will also help with the parking in Laguna.
Yeah, no kidding. All right, great. Well, thank you so much. I appreciate you taking the time.
Thank you for having us again. Really appreciate it.
You're welcome. And remember, if you wanted to go down to the Laguna Beach Community Clinic, you can always give them a call at 949-494-0761 or go to lbclinic.org. We'll be right back.